Me and you gonna have that debate about Magic not being in the conversation for the greatest of all time. I think that's crazy. I think that's crazy.
Mars knows that's crazy too.
No,
that's crazy. That's crazy.
He's trolling when he says that.
I can't believe they let him pick on you like that.
I'll ask one simple question. Does Magic Johnson have a case to be better than Michael Jordan to you?
He has a case. Yes, he has a case.
You would make that case and you'd believe that case.
No, I don't. My opinion, I would take Mike, but he's in a conversation. Bro, this man went to the finals.
So you think there's a conversation to be had? I want to clarify. I mean, move on. You think there's a conversation to be had between who's better between Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan?
Yes, Mars. The generation above me, a lot of them have Magic.
You believe that? You believe that? You are not welcome on my channel.
Oh, see, look, he's gatekeeping now. Mars gatekeeping now.
I'm not letting someone come on my page who thinks, oh, Mike Johnson and Michael Jordan is
gatekeeping now.
Hold on, Chill. Say that again, Chill. So, and then after this, we got to move on.
I know we got to move on. In 1991, when Magic Johnson retired after they lost in the NBA Finals, in 1991 in June, he was 31 years old. I was going to get, at minimum, 4 more years of Magic at that level. They win, and if, in my estimation, seeing what they did, I get more all-league performances from Magic. Not only do I get more all-league performances from Magic, I get more all-stars from Magic. I think they go to the finals in 93. I think they beat that Phoenix team that they were up 2-0 on if Magic was on that team. So he gets back to the championship again. That happens. So if I get 4 more years, and I was doing the numbers because we're talking about a player, Mars. That's who we're talking about in particular. I was doing the numbers. If I get 4 more years of Magic, who retired in his prime at 31 years old, if I get 4 more years at that level doing that, Magic retires in 1996 at 36 years old. He's got over 24,000 points and 15,000 assists, Mars. That's what I'm looking at from Magic Johnson. If you're going to tell me that a guy who played 16 years, if he plays 16 years, that he ain't in a GOAT conversation, I don't know what it is.
A lot of people think he is, Mars. A lot of people think he is.
For sure. And I will not talk to those people.
That's fine. Those people won't talk to me. That's fine.
Mars, but you saying that proves our point.
The reason why he isn't in the GOAT conversation
it's certain people, like, if you think somebody's the GOAT, you think somebody's the GOAT. But you saying that is not the end all be all in the GOAT conversation. That's what we're talking about. It is a GOAT conversation. I can't sit here. Nobody can talk me off my Kareem pivot. Whether you think he's the GOAT, whether you think I'm capping, whether you think I'm an idiot, whether you think I'm right.
If Magic Johnson played 4 more years, it's a conversation. Then it's not a conversation.
But it's a conversation without him.
I just 8 out of 10 is crazy. People that believe that
it's more of a what if.
And I'm telling you,
it's more of a what if.
No, Chill. No, it's not no what if.
That does not mean Paul George is in the GOAT conversation.
8 out of 10 times. 8 out of 10 times they went to the finals.
I have heard multiple players say Kevin
you know
Durant
how crazy that is.
If I say Paul George isn't in the GOAT conversation, are you then gonna be like, hey, well, I've heard these players say?
But I think it's more people than you're actually willing to
is more
admit.
Because
I will say this.
Greatest, that's fine. I don't care. He's not in the GOAT.
To Ox's point, my dad, who is 58, 59, swears up and down that Magic Johnson is better than Michael Jordan. Like, he tells me that all the time. Like, so that generation, that kind of like that age group or whatever, like they will. That is an actual conversation for a lot of those people.
But once again, you had to be there to watch the way Magic used to bust Jordan's ass. You had to be there in the 80s to watch the way that Magic tortured the league. To watch the way that Magic
people remember when Magic and Bird was beating up on Jordan. Like the post. Like us, we look at Jordan way different than some of them other people. The people remember when he couldn't beat the Bad Boy Pistols. The people remember when he was 0 for forever against Larry Bird. The people remember when Larry and Magic was running the league while he was there. They don't have that perfect like idolatry of Michael Jordan that some of the generations that came after.
You're not making the case for Magic Johnson as the greatest of all time without contradicting it in a way that will put someone else above Magic Johnson.
Oh, I'm not saying
that's fine.
You make the case for Magic Johnson over Michael Jordan, your case is probably going to end up with based on that logic, how is Kareem not better than Magic? Or if you put Magic Johnson above Michael Jordan and Kareem,
still a conversation.
Or based on that logic, how isn't LeBron James better than Magic Johnson? Whatever lens you go down, you're going to end up with Magic Johnson by that own criteria being second to someone. By that definition, to me, that means if you have no case that's logically consistent to have Magic Johnson as the greatest of all time, that to me means you aren't in the GOAT conversation. To me, being in the GOAT conversation means you have to have a case that's logically consistent to have you at number one. Not a case that gets you at number two every time. Not a case that gets you at number one, but is very logically inconsistent that leads you to having some clear bias. It's like, well, I just don't value this, even though I said I value it for Magic, but I don't value it for this guy. That's not logically consistent. So that wouldn't count. If you have a logically consistent case that has Magic Johnson as the greatest of all time, that stays consistent all the way throughout all of your rankings, I will listen to it. It will probably be a stupid case. I will listen to it and I'll say, okay. But more often than not, if you have a case for Magic Johnson as the greatest of all time, you are more than likely going to contradict it in some way based on that criteria, because someone else will end up inevitably above Magic Johnson based on that criteria. Unless your criteria
can't we do the same thing, Mars?
Weird.
Which is a fair statement, but can't we do the same thing with these other guys? Because as good as Jordan was, where Jordan has a case for being the best player in the league for James has a case for being the best player in the league for time. Jabbar has a case for being the best player in the league for time. Magic, and the same thing that we use for these guys, we do the same thing for Magic. Don't forget, Magic was the Finals MVP twice before 23 years old. That's going on. He was the league MVP 3 times in 4 years, and in back-to-back seasons. He revolutionized the point guard position. So to your point, Mars, when you say that the case has to be valid and that you can't contradict it, everything that you say about Jordan, everything that you say about Jabbar, everything that I say about Jabbar, everything I say about James, I can say that about Magic if he played more time. That's why I can't say that about him, because he didn't hang around. That's why I still need those 4 more years.
Not really. He did what he did in 2 years before he retired.
That's why I need those. From what we've seen from the eye test, Magic is far and away the best passer that the game has ever seen. Far and away.
Yes.
So he has that.
Point guard too.
He has that.
Okay. Yes.
A winner. Through and through. Dominated a decade. Rebounded the NBA. Times. Hey, the eye test will tell you how spectacular he is. But here's another thing too. We talk about unicorns and being one of one and all of that. Magic Johnson is a 6'9" point guard, the best passer ever, a floor general like none other, a gazelle running the floor with the ball. We will never see another Magic Johnson. We may see another KD. We probably won't see another Bron. We may see another.
We probably will never see another KD either. By the way,
we're gonna see another KD before we see another Magic. I'm gonna put it that way.
Okay.
But everything just said applies to LeBron James.
Right, but the thing about everything that Mars said, that was all circumstantial, because Mars said if your criteria this, and you know the criteria argument. Sure. Well, if we don't know these people's criteria, I'm not willing just to say that. All I know is for a fact. I know for a fact, especially growing up in California, my people are from LA. I grew up around Magic Johnson lovers. That's all. It's all Magic Johnson. Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm so comfortable saying that there is a fact. And maybe a lot of people, Mars, you live over there, so maybe you don't know a lot of people from California in that generation. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I do. You know what I'm saying? And I know for a fact that there is a large community of people that will die on Magic Johnson clears Michael Jordan. Now, whether or not we agree with them or not, that's up.
Okay, and I want to make it clear, and then we can move.
If you don't know their criteria, you can't say
Magic Johnson is the GOAT.
Right, I know, but what I'm saying is, if you don't know their criteria, you can't say that their criteria isn't consistent or doesn't line up. Circumstantially, you can say that, but until you know what the criteria is,
without obviously interviewing everyone who has Magic Johnson,
right? Of course, that's what I'm saying. So just because you disagree with it, you know what I'm saying? It's just fine. It's okay to disagree. We could just agree to disagree. It's easy. It's no big deal.
Okay. And just so you know, Ox, I lived on the other side of the country, and my best friend was a Magic guy. Just so we clear. So it's not like
a lot of people are too.
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't a lot and I was a Jordan guy growing up. My best friend was a Magic guy. I couldn't tell him nothing about Magic. And we on the other side of the country. We ain't even in California at that time.
Right.
We on the other side of the country. So
yeah, and it's fine though. I mean, I got Magic. Y'all know I got Magic at 3. And you know what I'm saying? But I still think he did enough to be able to, be respected and considered as that, top guy.
It's the player choice, great. That them boys don't get it started. The player choice. joint way.